Shemai GTA fans, this is your guide to Cayo Perico, and we're going to go through the optional setup missions, the disruption prep. This is optional, but I can recommend a few of these because it will make your life a lot easier. First we're going to do the air support, so we're going to do it in priority of what I think is most useful for the heist. This is the destroying the buzzards. Now the buzzards will hound you if you get alerted, if the guards get alerted when you're doing the heist. So I'd say at least do this one if it's your first or second heist, because it'll help you out a great deal in escaping. The other two you can do or you cannot do. But for this one, what you're going to need ideally is a Hydra. You can use this helicopter, the Kazakh Sparrow, but it is prone to getting attacked by the helicopters which will pursue you. A problem that the Hydra will not have because it'll just fly away from them. And also you could use a combination of this helicopter as well as a Mark II oppressor if you've got that. That also doesn't have a massive problem with the helicopters that pursue. Although both of those do have lock-on missiles, so it's a lot less manual than this method. It's entirely up to you. Try out both if you have them as options. We have 10 helicopters which are composed of 4 targets. A lot easier with a friend. So this is a sea target, it's a tug with a barge. Just line it up like that so you're coming at them straight on as if you're landing at an airport and blast them to smithereens. Do a victory roll and then on to the next target. This is when the attack helicopters spawn, but they just blow up behind you, funny enough, because they can't keep up. See? That's them in the background blowing up. Next target is another sea target. Normally you get 2 of these. Again, line it up as if you're landing at an airport, so they're all in a row. You can blow up the barge as well if you fancy checking your range. Okay, there we go, that's some more done over. The reason I do this mission as well is because I enjoy it. Even if I feel confident, I think it's a fun one to do, and for 10 minutes, it's a bit of enjoyment. But yeah, if you don't enjoy it, you don't need to, then don't do it. Fort San Cudo, these are a couple of helicopters just gathered, having a little bit of a tea party. They're quite difficult to spot, and there's that mountain to be aware of behind, so you can't do a deep dive at them. So, I'm gonna go in, see if we can see them. There they are. So we need to come around again now. So get enough distance away from them, and then pull up. I mean, you could go a different way, a less dangerous way. But I like the steep angle of attack because there's a danger of smashing into the ground. There we are. 2 gone. Right, so 1 target left. Composed of 2 helicopters. Bear in mind, if you only get 3 of these, it does not help you on the heist. You need to get all of them. All of them, or all or nothing. If you don't get all of them, you can't redo this mission. So make sure that you just restart, find a new session at that point if you fail, or if you think you're going to fail. Because it's not good enough. You may as well just not bother. That's why it's useful to have friends to help you to begin with. If you're a crack pilot, then you're fine. So next up is weapons. So this makes Cayo Perico guards have weaker weapons, so it stops them from shooting you and, well, costing you money, basically. So this is the next one I'd go for if you were going to do the best of. Same again, we've got the Hydra because we're going after ground targets. And this is a helicopter. Next to the helicopter is the arms dealer. Now that's the easy one. There is another variation of this as well, which is in the city and a bit more difficult. Actually, I think there might be 2 more variations. Right, this one is an arms dealer in a vehicle. They're in a barrage, so it's got some armor to it, but this cannon will blow it to smithereens once we find it. So it drives out from that compound on the left, and it normally drives out into a scrub area like that. So that's him wiped out. Now the final target. This is the most difficult one. It's Mr. Minigun. So it's just a 1-man, so harder to hit, but because you've got explosive rounds, you've got more coverage. There's a farm complex just below the aircraft now, and that's what we're aiming for. Now he comes out of cover, so when he's in cover it's hard to hit sometimes. We got lucky that time. Actually no, we didn't get lucky, we missed him. So we need to come around. This time we're diving from the hill, makes it a bit more difficult. So locate the complex, go for the gap between those two buildings, and just spread it around until you hit the guy. Dealer eliminated. Victory roll and completion. So that's another one that can be quite tricky. The final one's the easiest. Finally we have the armour, so this is the easiest, easily doable solo even for a beginner. It's a 5-minute job. The others are more like 8-10 minute jobs. So this is a quickie. Basically you find this warehouse and you start blowing the hell out of it. There's no lock on, but with your Sparrow you can easily just blast away randomly and you will get the crates that are all on the outside, and then it'll tell you to get in the inside of the distribution centre, which is the most difficult bit, but still it's easily doable. If you die, just respawn and crack on again. So make a landing and go inside. Yeah, if you found this useful so far, then do like and subscribe. But I'd recommend at least doing the helicopter, so the air support, and then possibly the weapons if you enjoyed that one, and then the armor. If you want to go for all of them, then fair enough, crack on. 25 minutes work. So we got the combat shotgun to blast these guys out easily. The assault rifle's also useful to headshot them. Maybe more useful with the guys that are further away. You see these crates that are highlighted? We're going to grenade these once we've cleared out all these baddies. Oh, there he is. Just shooting a cane there. Shooting a post. Right. So that's how simple it is. Now you just have to locate the crates and blow them all up without blowing yourself up, which is not always too easy. Oh, I've got the other shotgun as well, the Mark II shotgun with explosive rounds. I've been using that on it as well. That's also a good way of just finishing these off. It's a lot more straightforward as well because you don't have the throwing kind of error potential of blowing yourself up. But after this, we're nearly all done. There's one final mission. You can see why you need the Sparrow though, can't you? This is why you need the Sparrow for the setups. You really need it for doing these. The others you can get by, but it'll make it much more efficient. But well, you could do this in the car with a boat, potentially. But this final disruption will be a bit difficult. I wouldn't say it's not possible, but it'll just take you a lot longer. I've not tried it. I'm not no intention of trying it because the Sparrow's the way forward. I think if you've not got the Sparrow, by the time you've done the main setups, I don't think there's much chance you'd get the air support done. So you'd probably just go balls deep, straight in, without doing any of these, optional ones. So here's the barge. Again, you can't lock on, but it's nice and easy to blow up because it's very slow. So that brings me to the end. I hope that's been useful for you. The final part to this guide will be in a couple of days' time, which is the solo Cayo Perico heist. Thank you very much for watching.